Okay, so we'll start off with a clean face and we'll use an angular brush like this, and with that we can use any black or dark brown eyeshadow or a brow kit that's available in the market. Okay, so firstly we are going to draw a line below the brows and above the brows, and then we are going to fill it in. And now we are going to draw the line above the brows. If you are a newcomer and it's your first time doing it, you can just brush your brow hairs downwards so that you get more of a clean canvas to draw the top brow line, and similarly you can draw the bottom hairs upwards so that you can draw the bottom line. So here we have both the lines, and now we are going to fill in inside of the lines. So now we are lightly just filling inside of the lines. And we have to keep in mind that the first beginning part of the brow, we have to keep it as soft as possible. You can already see the difference between this brow and this brow. And now we are going to brush it out using a spoolie to make it look more natural. I'm sure all of you know about this. You've seen this brush. So now what we have to do is just lightly brush from the mid part to the end part of the brow, but the front part of the brow we have to brush it out quite vigorously because we have to smoothen out the shadow lines so that it looks natural. So I'm done with the brows right now, but it's looking very funny right now because it's not yet completed. So we are going to complete it by using this concealer under and above the brows, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so I've already done this side, and now I'm going to do this side to show you how I've done this clean and sharp effect, and I'm going to talk you through the process. Alright, so for the lower brow line I'm going to use light colored concealer. This concealer is from Wet n Wild, and just like how I'm doing this is how you're supposed to underline your brows, and be very careful because you need to get a very precise and accurate line. You don't want to go inside of your brows. And you can also pull down this lighter shade on your eyelids because that will create a base. Alright, so now I'm dabbing it with the sponge. Don't worry if you're using a light colored shade on your eyelids because light color shade will give you a lighter canvas for doing your base your eyeshadow properly. So yeah, you can see that this side and this side looks very similar, and immediately you have to powder it so that it doesn't crease. Okay, so on the top brow line you have to use your own shade of concealer, otherwise it will look way whiter than you would want it to be. So you see here I'm using a skin color concealer with a concealer brush, and I'm just outlining the natural shape of my brows. And don't worry if you've got a little concealer on your brow hairs, because you can always brush it out with a spoolie, and use the least amount of concealer, as less as you can. And now we are going to smudge this out using a smudger brush. You can also do this with the sponge, but just to keep the precise lining, I like to use the brush here first, and of course later on you can go over it with the sponge. So there you see, I've got the perfect shaped brows. And now we are just going to brush it out so that just concealer is not left on the hairs, which can dry out and look really bad later on. So that's how you can do your brows.